welcome to day number 5 of the 30-day brand building challenge. So a couple of days ago, we started working on your values. You chose your top 3 core values. Yesterday, we worked on turning that into a statement for each of those 3 values. And today, we're going to turn the intangible, like it's gone from being in your head to being written down, to kind of it's something that I could say and, I could speak it into existence. But today we're going to make it tangible by turning it into a graphic. Now, the minute that you turn it into a graphic, like I could say, I'm reading this great book called This Is the Way right now. But if I show you and you have a visual representation, that is now an imprint in your mind. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create an imprint using your values and the statements you created yesterday. We're going to turn that into something that a dream client could look at and say, yeah, I get it. I understand it. I want to work with you because you care about the things that are really important to me. So I'm going to go across to my other screen now and show you exactly how you can be doing this yourself using a brand resource, a brand growth tool called Canva. And this is a resource that has made it so easy for you and everyone in the world to not have to go through 2 years of studying design and then a 3-year degree in graphic design and branding. That's 5 years of my life that's been poured into learning how to be a designer. And now you can go and just do it really easily yourself using Canva, which is a free tool. It's called a freemium model because if you do want access to more of their features, then you can pay like $11 a month or something. I pay that because I'm using it all the time for myself and for my clients, and my team are using it as well. But you can do it for free with just a free account. So I'm going to take you across to my screen now and let's have some fun. Let's turn your values into something tangible that you can then share all across your social media. You can put it on your website and you can start telling people what's so important about this mission or movement or product or program, whatever it is you're building right now. This is going to help them to understand exactly why you do what you do. So let's go across to my other screen and let's play. Okay, so the first thing you'll need to do is go and create your own Canva account, which you can do at canva.com. Just go to canva.com, set yourself up with a free account. Obviously, I've got lots and lots of designs in here because we've got everything in here design-wise, all of our worksheets and templates, all the things that I've been creating for you and turning into worksheets and everything for you this week. So you'll see Kingdom Catalyst worksheets. This is where, like all of the worksheets, we design it all in Canva. So this is a brilliant resource for you to be able to use for every design of anything you create, like our podcast graphics, that all gets created in Canva. Literally everything that we do, it all gets designed in Canva. So I'm going to show you how to create a beautiful graphic using your core 3 values. So I've brought my 3 core values into the beginning of this worksheet already. So we've got our number 1 core value for this ministry, for Kingdom Catalyst Ministry. The number 1 core value is faith-based. Number 2 is that, we are champions of people and we want to work with people who are champions of people. And we are mission-driven leaders and we want to work with people who are also focused on mission-driven leadership. So ultimately, my values here tell a story. I want to work with faith-based champions of people who are mission-driven, that want to be leaders that really step up and do something that's meaningful and valuable in the world. So as you see, we've got everything we do. These are our statements. Everything we do is backed by faith. We are champions. So let's say we are champions of others at all times, because remember, it's got to be something that you are at all times. We lead by example in everything we do. Everything we do is backed by faith. There you go. So we've got 3 core values there. I'm happy with those. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you right from the very beginning how to create a Canva document. So I'm going to go back into Canva here. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to click on create a design. So you see in the top left corner here, create a design, and it says, what would you like to create? And it will give you all, many different options of things that you can do, different sorts of templates. You want to create a YouTube banner, you want to design a magazine cover, desktop wallpaper. It's got all kinds of different templates in here. So you could just say document. You could just type document in here. You can also create something that's a custom size as well, if you want to create something and it's a certain size that you want to make. But I'm just gonna for now I'm gonna do a document A4 landscape, because if I do it landscape, which is wide angle, that gives me a lot more to play with than if I do it tall, which is how this is displayed. So I'm going to choose a landscape document. So right now, if you click on design, it will give you different templates for your design, but we're not going to do that this time. What we're going to do is we're going to click on elements, which is, at the moment of making this video, is the second option down. So I'm going to click on elements, and it's going to show you various different things that you can do. But what we're going to do is we're going to come into here, and because this is this is 3 values, so I'm going to type in 3-step infographics. Okay, the option is already there as well, because I was playing with this earlier as well. So now you could press see all, and it's going to show you lots of different infographics that have already been designed as templates. So you could look in here and say, oh, I really like this one, or I really like this one. Or you could say, I only want it to show me infographics that are circular. So now if it's got a circle in it, that's a keyword that it's now, highlighting for you. So I want a 3-step infographic. Well, it's given me some that are not 3 steps clearly. But let's say, for example, we want to go with, let me see, I want to use one that I like. Let's just go with this one for now. Okay, so I've now clicked on that. I just literally, if you click on it, it brings it forward onto the page for you. So I'm just going to close that for a moment. I'm going to make it bigger so that it fills my page. And what you see is when you click on this, you see there's all these colors at the top here. That means you can change the colors to your brand colors, or whatever colors you want to use. So if, for example, I want to change the pink to our blue, let's go down to our corporate blue. See, that's just literally changed that to the blue. I can change the purple to our actual purple. And I can either keep that there, or Kingdom Catalyst, we have gold. So instead of the yellow, I could choose gold. So you see, and you could actually do that with any of them. You could make that one gold if you wanted to. You've got complete control over this, which is awesome. So you see how you've got, 1, 2, 3, because they've already put the graphics in there for you. But what I'm going to do is, because I've already got these copied and I've already got these written, I'm going to just copy and paste them onto this document so that I've got them here to be able to use. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the wording. So to be able to put brand new text on here, I need to show you from the very beginning. So you're going to click on T, so the big T icon, which has got text here, and you can just choose anything. So heading is fine. And then you can copy by selecting the text, and it doesn't have to be in your document. It might be in a notes file or on a Word document. It doesn't have to be in the document, but all you have to do is go to edit copy. If you want to use I use shortcuts for it. So edit copy, and then we're going to click on the wording here, and we can click edit paste. Okay. And you'll find the short keys for that on your laptop as well. So let's say I want to change the font, because if I don't like the font, so if you click once, it's going to select one word. Click 3 times, it's going to select the whole sentence. So that's just by clicking on your keyboard. And if you come up to here, you'll see that it just gives you that little label as you roll over the top of it. So that's the font. So you can come down and you can choose different fonts. You can choose exactly which font. We tend to use Montserrat for most of our brand stuff. Poppins is quite a cute one as well. Open Sans. I quite like open sans. Let's leave it at open sans for now. Well, because it's black, you can't really see it over the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and I don't need to select the whole thing. But if you just wanted to make that one word a certain color and the rest of it a different color, then you'd need to select the words, whichever words you want. But I'm going to do the whole thing. So I'm just going to, you can either select the whole thing like I just did there, or just click on the box and that whole box is selected. So now if I want to make that bigger or smaller, I can go to the font size here. So I can press the plus sign to make it bigger, or I can press the minus sign to make it smaller. And I can click on text color, which is right next door to it, and change the color of the text. So I'm now going to click on it and I'm going to move it, but you see it's too big, like it's not going to fit in here. So what you can do is if you double click in the box so that it's selected, what we're going to do is we're just going to select, you see this bit here on the right hand side, we're going to click and select it and drag it so that it becomes smaller. You see now that is starting to become a size that I can work with here, but it's still too big because it's overlapping on here and it doesn't look good. So what you can do is you can either select everything in the box and come up to the plus or minus sign, and you can make it smaller that way. Or what you can do is you can just literally click on the bottom corners or any of the corners of the box, and you can make it bigger or smaller by just simply dragging the box. So I'm just going to bring that down so that we've got all of the words are much easier to read. So everything we do is backed by faith. So you can just put it in a block like this, but I'd quite like to have this so that it's on a bit of a slant, because then we can get more of the words in like this, you see. So you can, to do that, all you've got to do when you select the box, you'll see that this little icon comes up and you can start playing with it. So that way we can make it a lot bigger, because now it's given us a lot more room. I'm just going to move that around a little bit more like that. So you can see that, it's possible to do that. Now I've done that, I actually don't like it. I don't like it like that at all. So I'm just going to bring that back. You can literally just click back on it and bring it back to 0 degrees. You see how that it had the little degree box at the bottom that you can see is changing. So I'm going to bring that back to there, and I'm going to take it back to everything we do is backed by faith. Just going to make that smaller. And you could bring that down there. I mean, what you could do is just make, put it all on there and then decide what you're going to do. Let's make that a little tiny bit bigger. And you can also use the arrow keys on your laptop or your computer as well to be able to move it back and forth. So now I've got a font and a style that I'm fairly happy with. You can, I would suggest that I would copy this box so you're not having to go and add text and then play around with the wording each time. So what we can do is we can just click on this box and click this button here. You see it's got this little plus sign here, which means you can duplicate it. So I'm going to click duplicate, and then I'm going to carry that over here, which means now I've got exactly the same font, the same color and everything. I haven't got to mess with it again. I've already got exactly what I want. So I'm going to highlight everything in here because I'm going to copy and paste over the top of that. So I'm going to go and get my next statement. So I'm going to copy that again. You can copy it from wherever it is that you've got it written. So go to copy, and then we're going to select everything in this box and we're going to paste over the top. Here we go. So now we've got the same font, different wording. So now I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to bring that down here. Now, what you might find, as I'm obviously finding, I'm thinking, well, that looked like a really nice graphic, but actually it's not fitting my words in very well. Although saying that, if I put a little icon on here, which is a kind of a graphic visual demonstration of what the words mean, then it does start to look very different. So I'm going to go and get my next wording here. Copy. And then I'm going to copy it and paste it over the top of those words. So I don't need these anymore. So now what we're going to do, and you can just, if you want to delete anything, you can just click on it and press the delete key on your laptop. So I'm going to go now and find some icons that sum up what this means, so that I've got a visual demonstration, a representation of that. So to get that, we're going to click on elements again, where you went and got your 3-step or 5-step or 7-step, however many steps you want for your infographic. For values, it's probably better to have a 3-step if you've got 3 values. We only choose 3 values because that really selects your brand colors. As you can see here, we've got our 3 brand colors for Kingdom Catalysts. But you can have as many values as you want. Outside of that, you just need to choose colors for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search elements up the top here. So everything we do is backed by faith. So I'm going to type faith into here and see what comes up for faith. See, like, you've got lots of different things. If it has a crown on it, it means that that's the pro version. You know, I mentioned earlier that the paid for version, you get a lot more options. You know, like you could use one of these and it's free, but if you want any of those, then you need the pro option. Of course, I've got the pro option. I'm going to go back to faith again. So for the example that I'm showing you, I'm not going to find the absolute perfect thing right now, but let's say, for example, that is the icon that we want to use. So you can choose whatever icon you want, and you can make it bigger or smaller just by, as you did with the text, you can just select one of the corners of the graphic and make it whatever size you want. Now here you've got a problem, right? This is a good opportunity to help you with this, to understand this. So this text is over the top of this, but instead of having to move the text and everything out of the way, what we can do is we can select the text and go up to here in the top section here and click on position, and so you can move that text backwards so that the icon is now in front of the text. So let's say we want to bring that icon up here. I don't actually really like that icon very much, but it's just to show you. So I can now change the color of that icon by selecting it, clicking on colors, and coming over here to give it one of our brand colors. So you could choose the colors that are opposite, I guess, of that. So you see now it doesn't look so weird that you've got the text down here, and because you can have an icon there. So everything we do is backed by faith. We are champions of others at all time. So I'm just going to type in champion and see what comes up as we champion people. I'm just going to use this as an example. It's not the best example. I just want to show you how you can do this. So again, I'm going to click on the color, and again, I could make that one of the opposite colors so that it represents well, using the brand color still. We lead by example in everything that we do. So let's type in leader. Again, this isn't the best icon, but I'm just doing it to show you. So you can really play with this. And let's say we want that there, and then we can make that, say, the purple. So again, you know, you can just really play with it. You might say, you know what, I don't like this at all, because I don't like this at all. So I've just clicked on the page and then dragged my cursor across, and that selected everything on there. So I'm going to make that smaller and move that off to one side, and I'm going to go back to 3-step infographic circle. It might be that circle isn't necessarily the best one. You know, I mean, that seems like I could probably get quite a lot in that one, but I'm not really a fan of that. So let's just look at triangle. But again, you know, if you take this, it's not really going to, unless you've got only a few words, it's not going to fit that in very well. So you want to pick something that gives you the space. See, you know, that could be quite nice. So I'm just going to duplicate that and then come into here. So you see now, if I can bring that up, so I can make that bigger just by stretching the box. Everything we do is backed by faith. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one, because now I've got the text size, the font size that I want. So I'm just going to go click on here. I'm going to copy and paste the wording into here. That could actually come out a little bit more. We are champions. Here we go. You can learn the shortcuts for what you're doing, but it's good because you know, Canva, you know, like I've taken that from there. You see, look, it's locking it into certain points, so it's showing you. You see how you've got the dotted lines there? It's showing you that this is now even with that one on the left. So let's just go into here. I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to copy and then paste. I'm going to use my arrow keys. So again, I can go change the colors. And this is the order of priority for our colors. And again, so now I can go and I can duplicate that, and I can bring that across. I can bring all the icons onto there, or I can go in and I can start playing and choosing other different icons that I want to put in here. That might be a nice one. Just going to move that over there. Everything we do is backed by faith. We are champions. So again, click on elements to be. You've got lots of different examples down the side here, but I'm not going to show you those because it's very confusing. I mean, go and have a play. Let's just put support. You know, that could be a nice one, or even that one there to demonstrate. We really hold you very carefully and lovingly and tenderly in what we do. And lead it by example in everything that we do. So let's see what comes up when you type it in. I think maybe a star could be a good one for this as well. Leading by example. It's like, you know, being that North Star that guided the wise men to get to go and find Jesus. We could just use this for now. Again, I'm going to make these perfect later, just like you can be playing with yours and making it perfect. But so now I've looked at those, it's like, yeah, I do not like that at all. So I'm just going to select all of that and delete. So again, you just drag on the document and delete the bit that you don't want. I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to bring that up, and that's now going to become, I'm going to make that bigger. So you see how I'm just clicking on the corners to make it bigger. But now what I want is, I want to demonstrate a 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to go over to heading. I'm going to click on that. You see that's now pulled that through into my document. So I'm going to turn that into a 1. So I've just typed 1 there. So that's my first number 1 core value. And then 2. And then I'm just going to use this one because that's already on the same level as what I want. And then that's going to become 3. Now that's not really showing up high enough for me. I want the number of it to be more visible. So I'm going to come up to elements. I'm going to type in circle because I've already searched for it. It's already coming up there. So it's now put a circle on here. So I'm going to just drag that to make the circle smaller. I'm going to choose, say, blue. And I'd quite like it to have a line around it so that there's a difference. So you see how, like, now I've created that line, I can say what border width I want it to be. I'm going to leave it at 4 just for now so I can see what it looks like. And I'm going to change the border color to white because this is going to go over the top of, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to put it at the top here so that it's more obvious. But you see now it's got the white line around it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that line thicker. So I'm going to come up to border style and I'm just going to click on this, and I'm just going to, you could make it as small or as large as you want to. I'm thinking probably around an 8. There we go. And now I'm going to bring the 1 over the top there. I'm just going to make that 1 a little bit smaller. So you see that stands out quite well. So I'm going to take the 2 and the 3. I'm just going to delete those now that I've got the format for what I want. So I've selected both the circle and the 1 by selecting whatever the first object is. And then if you hold down the uppercase key, not the lock cap, the big one, the uppercase, you know, it's got a little arrow on it, and you press it when you want to make like an uppercase letter. So I'm going to click on that and then select the 1, and now it selects both of them at the same time. And you could do that now if I hold down the shift key, it's called a shift key, I could select all of these things. And if I want to deselect, I keep my finger on the shift key and I select it again, and you see it's now deselected those things. So I'm going to press duplicate because I want that over here as well. And then I'm going to duplicate it again because I want it for down here too. There we go. So now we can make these different colors. So if I want to change the line color, which I don't in this case, then I could click the border color, but I'm going to click on the main color here, and I could make that gold if I wanted to. So that's how you create your infographic. And you can change the colors, you can do whatever you want with that. But you know, this is a really simple way for you to be able to really demonstrate who you are, what you do, and how you do it. I'd love to see your what you come up with. If you go to Facebook, you can join the How to Build a Brand group, and in the How to Build a Brand group, you can, once you join the How to Build a Brand group, share your graphic and say, hey, I'm on the 30-day brand building challenge. Here's my infographic. This is what I do, and you know, this is how I do business. This is who my business is. And yeah, I'd love to see that. So come and join the group, and I look forward to seeing you there. But otherwise, go and have some fun with this, and don't be frightened of it. Just play with it and see what you can come up with. All right, enjoy. And I'll see you tomorrow for day number 6.